Have you already gone to the Shipshape building?
Hold on, please sit down.
Okay. My name is Carol Harvey. I'm a journalist. Live in the marina. Questions? Keith, have you already gone to the Shipshape building and talked to the community about this? Your plan was to go to Shipshape building and talk to the community, and they were going to ask you questions.
I have gone a couple of times to the community building and answer questions, and I'm going tomorrow night again to answer any questions.
So what time will that be?
That would be 6:30.
6:30, okay. All right. This is
Although I do need to add, the question and answer session is not specifically geared towards this presentation. I believe it's for any general questions that the community may have.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. I'd like to know where the benzene came from that was in that area on Avenue B. And specifically, I want to know where it came from and the arsenic, because isn't this very close to where Pandemonium 1 was?
No.
And I'm wondering if there's any connection between Pandemonium 1, maybe they didn't just wash radiation off the surface. Maybe they did some other stuff with chemicals. It seems to me strange that this arsenic plume and that benzene, I call it Benzene Park over there, near Avenue B, are so very close to where the Pandemonium 1 building, and it was a building, was located.
So the benzene most likely is related to the petroleum that is in the area. And the petroleum source, as far as we know, there were historic fueling stations in the area. And it's actually south of the Pandemonium 1 location. So they're close to, they're adjacent, but they're not, they were separated during operations. So that's where the petroleum...
What do you mean it was separated during operations? What is that?
Physically separated, non-contiguous geographical locations. To answer where the arsenic came from, as Bryce mentioned, that's something that's naturally occurring in the soil that comes out due to the...
You're saying that the arsenic is all naturally occurring? It doesn't come from any
Correct.
Navy activity?
In this case, in this location, yes, it is out of the soil naturally occurring arsenic.
And so this seems strange considering how close it was to 600 radiological objects and the Pandemonium 1, that arsenic would be naturally occurring only. I find that quizzical and questionable.
The arsenic has nothing to do with radium-226 paint.
No, I'm saying there was a lot of activity that the Navy was involved in around Pandemonium 1 and a number of other things in that area,
Right.
including the 600 radiological objects you found at the end of the runway. There's a lot of activity in that area, and I find it a little questionable that this would all be naturally occurring stuff, and that the benzene levels were very low. I have big question marks in my mind about that.
Okay. Thank you. So, if I could address that. The locations, as I think Mr. Clark was indicating, location of the Pandemonium 1 site is not the same location as what we're talking about.
It's very
Here's the
close.
laser pointer, Dave, if you could.
It's very close by.
Well, I guess,
Right in this area.
It's a
Okay.
gate
Right in this area
view.
was the former location of Pandemonium 1. And then right here is where the historic fueling stations, generally speaking, were located. And it's most likely due to a leaking tank. Several tanks were supposedly removed,
and the benzene location is here.
and benzene is...
So you've got
is out.
benzene location,
Correct.
Pandemonium 1,
Right.
and the TPH and arsenic. So
Yeah,
they're
okay,
not,
move your hands.
they're
There we
not, close, I guess, is relative.
It
So,
sure is.
You can say that they're close, I guess they're on the same island, but they're not they're not that close to each other where environmental scientists would link the activities of one to the other. And where we found the radiological objects also is in a different location than these. I mean, it's all in the same area, but they're kind of all over the Yeah.
mostly found in this area, in the historical.
That's the west
historical
side
area.
Suida, right? The west side
The
Suida.
west side suite.
Exactly, and
right.
it's very close to the old
Yes.
Pandemonium One location,
Right.
within 2 blocks.
But, so there's nothing that we're seeing activity-wise between this and what's going on here, which is different, and then what's going on here, which was nothing. Low-level benzene might have been found at one point in time. We went back and couldn't find extremely low-level benzene at all that was above screening levels. And all we're saying there is that benzene, you asked, which is a good question, it's a question asked by many people on any environmental site, well, how did that contaminant exactly get there? Well,
Yeah.
we can't answer exactly how benzene was in that exact location and how many years ago it is. There's really no way to answer that. And there's nothing, you can't do any kind of environmental forensics and go back in time and actually determine that with clarity. There's no way to do that. But really, you have to keep your mind on the important thing is gathering data, finding where the contaminants are, and then developing a strategy to clean them up, and then cleaning them up, right? That's what's important. We can't always answer the questions, why is chemical A in this location B? We try and do research as much as we can to try and connect the dots to try and understand what was going on there. But we can't always do that, especially when you had just two, correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce, that was just 2 locations. And that was those are very minor hits. No, I'm talking about for the benzene. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Cool.
But anyway, Carol, to answer your question is, I don't think any of the 3 of us think that the Pandemonium 1 site and the TPH site and the 2 locations we took benzene samples, those 3 things are not in our mind related at all. We don't see any evidence of that.